Hi, Professor. Hi, everyone. Today I'll be talking about the self, identity, and also purchasing behavior for this week's assignment. Let's start off with some content. So I'll go over the introduction, how self-concept influence consumer behavior, consumption as identity expression, and what are the new ways of identity expression, followed by conclusion and my references. So let's start off with the introduction. So the concept of identity and self in context of consumer behavior, I've broken down into 4 points. So one, personal identity and self-concept are how individuals perceive the world to make consumption choices. So self-concept, it's basically a person's beliefs and feelings about themselves and the life that they wish to live in. AKA they want to live like influencer, a rich person, or any of the celebrity. Third, it's the consumer behavior. It's just not a fulfilling needs, but also tied to their personal expression and also how they want themselves to view by the others. And the marketer's goal is to advertise a product as closely related to the consumer's perception and their behavior. This way, we can attract them and also get their attention for the product. So, moving on, the identity, self, and consumer behavior, as I mentioned, that I'll go over in the content. So how self-concept influence purchasing behavior and also their brand preference? It's consumer uses brand to embrace itself. And the second is a decision they usually made based on how they want themselves to view by the others, like I mentioned in the previous slide. And the self-congruity theory, it's people avoid brand that would conflict their image. Like if you're an Apple user, you wouldn't want to get any of the Samsung brand because it conflicts out. And one real world example, Apple products are a symbol of luxury identities. This created a perspective on how people view them. So the next slide, consumption as an identity expression. So how consumer uses product to express themselves. So owning a luxury product or brand can actually make consumer feel good. And it's a symbol of living a life like a celebrity or a luxurious life. This helps to channel another form of communication in public. Like if you're holding a luxury handbag, walking in downtown, people will be looking at you differently in compared to you just using a handbag that you purchase from Ross. So a brand example that people uses to express a self-expression, consumer commonly uses Nike to express their identity over consumer that uses Puma. It's not that Puma is not good, but people that use Nike will always say that, oh, my brand is better than you, this and that. So Nike is a symbol of luxury sports. So Dior, it's a luxury fashion brand, and the North Face is a luxury winter apparel. So new ways of expressing identity through consumption. 4 points. Social media changes how consumers actually reveal their identity, and it's easier for them to prove to the world that their self-worth is more than the others. People like to express themselves through social medias. For example, like Instagram and TikTok, consumers or influencer always market the product and also display their life and show others that they made it and they're actually better and they're living a good life. Influencer, it's a good and heavily influenced digital marketing that can help marketers promote their business in the market right now. A major key opinion leader that actually transform how people want to perceive their purchasing decision. And consumption is no longer private right now. The whole world actually knows what you're doing and people actually self-promote themselves and show others on the social media. Well, in conclusion, self-concept actually changes consumer behavior and their consuming behavior. Branded products create an identity perspective for marketer. Social media enhances the expression of consumption effect. Last, understanding this effect can help us as a marketer promote product and also help businesses strive for success. Thank you, and it's on my first.